your man, it's your man here, double-ish half of so D to the VTBO. So again, for my German boys out there, I thought again because I wanted to do like I'm planning on doing like more roundups of the Serie, of the La Liga and so forth. And I'm trying to find the right correspondence for each of those. So I know that Devo, as you know from Football Band's show, he's a Bundesliga connoisseur, so I thought it was apt for me to. I've not really done a Bundesliga look in detail for a while, so I thought he was the best guy to bring in for us to really dissect this. So I think there are a few things I want to cover here. I want to cover Dortmund, the decline of Dortmund. I want to look at Bayern, specifically Jupp Heynckes and how he's transformed this team from Ancelotti. And I want to look at the resurgence of Bayern Leverkusen. So first of all, let's look at Dortmund right now. Sixth. But I want to even go way back. Because I know there are a lot of like Dortmund fans and people like that that always want me to comment on Dortmund and the state of them. Tuchel. When that happened, I was like, this is the beginning of the end. Because what I read or what I was told was that he had beef with the board. That he said, no, these are the transfers I want. These are the guys I want to strengthen. And the board said, no, that's not happening. And then there was friction. And then the board said, well, it's either us or you. And it's sure ain't us. So, bro, get the hell out of here, man. And since then, it's been a steady decline because it was Tuchel, then it was Dembele, now Aubameyang.
I think the thing with after Tuchel, it was a massive signing of who was they going to get in next. They went for Bosch,
which was stupid.
I can understand it because Ajax did do very well. They did well in Europe. Obviously he had a lot of young players that at his disposal there. So with the youth, they're obviously going for youthful players at Dortmund. When you look at Jadon Sancho and Pulisic and all these young players that they have, Tolian at left back or right back, Zagadou. So I understand that. And he started off really well, let's not forget. He started off really well, to the point where it looked like they was going to be runaway champions. And then it just all fell out. I don't know what happened.
I'll tell you what happened. And this is why I knew that this was a bad hiring, because I remember when Ajax, I think it was when they lost to United, Bosch came out and said that United, they don't really play proper football. They just want to play football, but we play the proper way, and when we play the sort of football, they didn't want to play. And I was like, that's a very narrow-minded, one-dimensional view coming in, and especially when you've got a young team. If you've got a very one-dimensional view of like attacking, pass-minded football, Holland, the Dutch way from back in the day, it may work initially. But then when you now come undone, you need a plan B. And let's face it, Bosch, he doesn't have a plan B. He's like, no, this is my philosophy, this is how he plays, similar to Klopp and so forth. And that's a very naive way to be a manager of a team. So that's why when they started having bad results, I said, I could see this.
Another thing, just in terms of personnel, I've not understood why Roman Berkey is still the #1 goalkeeper at Dortmund. He is not. He doesn't breed any confidence.
He doesn't.
He can be tested.
He doesn't. But for me, he's way better than Biden fella.
Oh yeah, but you'd expect a team of that caliber to have a better goalkeeper than both.
Put it this way. Two things. Even if you had a better keeper, they may not lose as much, but they still have the same issues. And if you put a better defense in front of him, Dortmund don't lose those games. Because Berkey can save some amazing shots. He's a good shot saver. He's not a Neuer or like that who has confidence and everything.
He has a lot of mistakes in him, Berkey.
Compared to Minile.
Well, I mean, that's anyone.
Check.
But, but I think he has cost them a bit as well. Remember, he's got young players in front of him as well. I mean, you look at like Zagadou started off the season very well. I think he's injured now. Tolian. So these players need to have confidence in the
and also when your manager is playing such a high line and is so attacking and there's nothing of defense, it doesn't breed that much confidence as a keeper, because you know that you're constantly seeing attacks come towards you. So we don't look at Dortmund now. So Dembele, you lose Dembele. How much did you really fight to keep him? Yes, the way in which he left was...
He made it very hard for him.
No, he did. But for me, my thing is that and I was speaking to Kadim, again, one of our Bundesliga guys, and he was saying that the Aubameyang thing, because again, I was saying, why would Aubameyang want to leave Dortmund and so forth? But I said again, it would have been like, he felt that the club was not going in the right direction. And
that's plain to see.
I think it's very foolish that the Dortmund fans have now sort of like, they've not gone against him. Apparently they were like booing him and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm sorry, if you're considered one of the best strikers in Europe, you've seen Gundogan, Lewandowski, Götze, who came back, Dembele, all leave. So this is the best players, all leave. Pulisic again, you're like, why am I staying here? If I'm one of the best strikers in the world, and I'm so what's the point?
Dortmund have long been a selling club. They haven't been able to hold on to their stars. Well, Royce would have went if it weren't for the injuries.
Oh, no, 100%.
You know, so they have long struggled to keep holding their stars. So Aubameyang was always going to go. I think the fans are upset with him because of the way that he done it. You know, the disciplinary problems. He comes out and he says this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. There's a way of conducting yourself. The transfer would have probably went through anyway. You didn't need to come out and say anything. You know, you could have just let the agents do the work, played his football.
But my thing is that we don't know what. We would point to the whole disciplinary thing, him missing training sessions and everything. My thing is that, yes, that's bad. We don't know what has happened behind the scenes.
No, we don't.
Because I think
fans
that
will always go against you for that.
True, but for me, I say to the fans is that before you cast judgments, do your research, because who knows how he's been treated. Because remember, you're the poster boy for Dortmund. You're a superstar. And how have you been treated by the board? How have you been treated by the coaching staff? So that's why from Aubameyang, in his mind, is like, wait a minute, I can't. The club is declining. It is going down. It is selling its best players, and we can see from the league. Like Dortmund are not better than Schalke or Hoffenheim or Hertha Berlin or anything. These guys can easily come to Dortmund and beat them. So now Dortmund are now on a level playing field as all of these guys like Schalke, Hoffenheim, Leipzig. No, Leipzig are better than them now. So it's like for Aubameyang, and
I mean they've still got a very good squad of players. You know.
And on that, how well do you think Batshuayi can do?
You won't do Aubameyang numbers. I think he will score goals. It depends on who they put around him, because they have got like players. For example, Yarmolenko I think was a bad signing. I rate him as a player, but I don't think he's any better than what they already have.
He doesn't fit them. Yeah.
Schürrle's finished. For me, he's
man. That has been a sad thing, man, because that guy was good. That guy was very good.
He was good, but he's predictable. Like Schürrle is very much one-dimensional footballer.
Remember Schürrle at Chelsea, man.
Yeah, but even then he was one-dimensional. He just had a lot of pace to go with it. You know, he could shift it left or right, could shoot with either foot. But that's what he was going to do. He's going to shift it and he's going to shoot. That's all he wants to do. For me, you got Pulisic, you got Weigl, who doesn't get enough games. You know, you got
Emre Moore.
Emre Moore's now at Celta Vigo. He's on loan. They got rid of him. So there's some really good players there who just don't. He doesn't seem to pick a solid 11. He always one will come out. Stoger keeps one will come out, one will go in, and then he'll play Götze in central midfield with Kagawa. It's like, where are your legs?
And also Götze, like I think he's done.
Götze, what they're trying to do is they're trying to move him further back, so he doesn't have to have that same burst, which made him famous. You know, he can still use his vision and his trickery. And his
but for me, I just think like I think the injuries. He should have never moved to Bayern. That was a bad one. I think that's
done it.
Because again, for me, I remember when he scored that the World Cup winning goal. I thought, no, this could be the first true German superstar. And it never really happened for him.
The injuries killed him.
So
same with Marco Reus. Marco Reus could have been such a top
no.
player.
Marco Reus,
and the injuries really
put it this way: if Reus didn't have those injuries, he would have arguably been one of the best attacking midfielders in the world.
I'll put my neck out. I'll say I agree with you.
You know, as his role and that position, I say he would be one of the best in the world.
He's playing at a level, like very, very high level.
Right, okay, so let's look at I want to talk about Leverkusen, man.
Yeah.
And that amazing transformation.
Yeah, they excite me.
No, because for me, like when you remember when Schmidt was manager and he had all of these guys there, I was like, no, this is an amazing thing, because what I always like is when smaller teams have young players, haven't spent a lot, and they're still competing. I remember when Leverkusen played against Barcelona in one game, and I was like, these guys are competing against Barcelona at the new camp. I was like, this is pretty impressive. Results didn't go their way, then Schmidt left. but they still, and like guys, look, players looking for guys, man. Julian Brandt.
Yeah.
Nobody knows of this guy.
Yeah.
Like you saw him at the Confederations Cup and at the Olympics.
Julian Brandt, I was watching him last season. He's still this season. He's played well. The thing is with Leverkusen is that when you have a young team, the consistency is hard to find. But they're finally now they're very consistent. They're just charging up and up the table, and hopefully this is the same thing that happened with Monaco last season. Really, I mean, I know they won the league.
Yeah.
But my main aim or hope for Monaco is that they could have kept the team together.
Impossible.
To see, and
Impossible.
I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with Leverkusen. Unfortunately, I think they're going to lose quite a few of those players.
No, I think Leverkusen's the beauty of them is that they don't in the Champions League. Monaco were far too much in the spotlight. No, because literally you're a young team that got to the Champions League semi-final.
Yeah.
And we're just a few inches from beating Juventus. Yeah. So they were far too much in the spotlight. And Leverkusen's that.
They're not so much in our limelight. Yeah.
Nobody really watches the Bundesliga. I told you, Julian Brandt is one of the best young players out there. People say, oh, he makes a lot of mistakes. Tar is a good defender. Yeah. He's young, but he's a for his age, he's a very good defender. What's that Brazilian left back? Is it Wendell?
Oh, Wendell, yeah.
They have these guys have. I'm not really a big fan of Bellarabi. I think he's a bit too hot-headed.
I think he's a good player, but yeah, he is a bit.
Too hot. But for me, I look at Tar, I look at Julian Brandt. I'm like, even they're the striker,
Volland, yeah. Again, he's I think he's the top goal scorer in the German in the league this season.
Yeah, no. So it's like that's a very, and I think if they can keep that, for me, like they should make top 4.
Oh, easily.
They should make top 4
easily.
So Goretzka, Schalke.
Yeah. See,
man, Bayern, man.
Bayern are just bullies, man. But if anyone around them has a good player, they're like, we'll take him. And they did the same thing with Gnabry, and he's been back on loan at Hoffenheim. But I forgot that he's a Bayern man.
Oh,
so he'll be back there. Goretzka. It's just give the other teams a chance. You know what I mean? But I mean, Schalke have got some really good players as well. They signed the young guy from Nantes, Harit. He's done really well this season. Bentaleb's been injured most of the season. He's a decent player in the middle. Max Meyer's done well. They've completely changed Max Meyer. Yeah. He was an attacking midfielder. He's now playing a DM, and he's having a really good season. Things like that make you know that the coach knows what he's doing. He's got a vision. Tedesco's done really well since he's gone.
And I think that's about the Bundesliga, which is why I would put the Bundesliga higher than the Premier League, because I think like in the Bundesliga, I think the coaching, I think is better.
Yeah. I think tactically.
And the quality of football, top to bottom, I think overall is better than the Premier League. Like if you put away the top 5, top 6 of the Premier League, who have most of the money, and then look at Leicester, what's it called, Southampton, all the other guys, they're not as good as the other guys I say. Remember, like Hoffenheim, Schalke, they do not have the spending power of Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and so forth. So really, we should really be comparing Schalke, Hoffenheim, and people to like the smaller size in the Premier League. And I think they've done better, and they play better, and they've got better players technically, tactically as a whole. So let's look at Bayern, man. Heinkes, man.
Yeah. You know what? I knew when they signed him back. I said, yeah.
When they signed him. This guy was chilling out in the retirement.
Yeah. Was it the first
cigars, slippers, strippers,
You know what it's like? It's like when you have that girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you've not been with her for a while, but you knew how good it was.
Yeah.
And you call her, she's like, yeah, all right, we'll try it again. And you're like, oh, thank you, good. You don't know what you had till it's gone. And Heineken's, when he came back in, I was like, yeah, they're going to be serious now. And it was instant, as soon as he came in.
But the one thing about it is that, like, I think when you broke up with that girl, you were like, we're done.
Yeah.
She even got married to someone else. So I was like, no, we're done. But you were like, I'm dying. So she was like, okay, that's deep. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this thing on ice. I'm still married to that guy. So for at least a year, I'm going to baby with you. Yeah. And when you're with her, you're like, man, thank you. And really, you weren't actually really dying. So, and now you're like, man, I totally forgot how good it was. Exactly. It was also much more easy because, you know what? With Ancelotti, that was like the very sexy upmarket, cool. But it is really work out with us. And I think that more for Heinz, it's like with Bayern, they're just going back to the basics.
Yeah.
They're going way back to the basics.
That's it. They've gone back to the Bayern Munich that they were. You know, they know what works. So do that.
Let me ask you this though, and this is something that people disagree with me with. James Rodriguez.
Oh, what a player.
Now, in my opinion, we haven't seen the James Rodriguez of the 2014 World Cup since.
No. He's getting close this season. One or two performances, maybe not consistently, but he's had 1 or 2 performances this season where you just looked at him and gone, why are you not Real Madrid right now? Why would they let you go? Like,
Very
talent. There's some things he sees on a football pitch that very few players in world football would see.
Those are passes that I think he gave to Muller or something. Like that little chip. I was like, but my thing is that James is the key.
Yeah.
This is my thing. I respect him. I love him. He's been amazing. Ribery is too old.
Yeah.
I am the biggest Robin fanboy. You can never find a bigger Robin fanboy than me. And I will never ever say Robin is finished. Until his rest out, I'll never say he's finished. But
he's on his way.
He's getting there.
He's getting there.
He's getting there. Kingsley Coman is still young and raw. He can give you an amazing game. They can give you a horrible game. He's too inconsistent.
Yeah.
So I think Bayern's remember 2013 their catalyst was Robin and Ribery. That was their magic.
Yeah.
Their magic is James.
Yeah.
That's the guy. Like I think if Bayern are going to really do whatever they can in the Champions League and really move further, James is the future for them. He's now the guy. So
I would agree with that.
My thing is that how do you think James will be able to fully replicate his full potential that he showed in 2014 at Bayern? And the issue is
in the big games.
In the big game, but my thing is that Heynckes is going to leave at the end of the season. Or do you think he'll stay beyond the season?
I think he'll leave at the end of the season. I think Bayern have something in place.
Who?
And I think for me, they're probably going to go for the Hoffenheim, Julian Nagelsmann.
Oh, okay.
I think Nagelsmann is a tactician. He's beat Bayern 3 seasons running. You know, I believe they haven't beat Hoffenheim. I'm not sure if it's at the Allianz or at Hoffenheim, but either way, no, they lost this one, didn't they? But before that was 2 seasons running. They beat them 4-2 this time. But Nagelsmann is a tactician, and I think he's young, he's vibrant, he's very well spoken. The press love him. I think he will be the next man to go to Bayern.
So, but do you think he would work well? Because again, for your Heynckes, is your Heynckes really a tactician, or is he much more of like, yeah, he does tactics, but he's like a father figure that understands how to get the best out of his players and doesn't really overthink things too much. So the issue with Ancelotti was that he was too laissez-faire.
I think
for Heynckes, I think he strikes a balance between let me allow the team to do what they can without too much micromanagement, but I know what is the best to bring out of them in the training thing, which Ancelotti didn't do, because as they said, Robin put him on. We didn't do anything.
Robin put him on blast.
Yeah.
I think the thing is I think both Ribery and Robin, I have a feeling both will move on this season.
Whoa!
I think they'll both move on at the end of the season. So if you do get Nagelsmann, I think if you get Nagelsmann in, they're the 2 of the biggest personalities you have to do. I also think Vidal will move on. So
Vidal definitely.
If Nagelsmann comes in, those are 3 massive personalities he doesn't have to deal with. And the rest of the squad, you'd imagine, would be quite easy to integrate.
Yeah.
So I think that's the major issue that I think Ancelotti had, is trying to keep those 3 in particular.
That's the key. Because for me, I think Ribery and Robin, I think they hold so much sway in the squad that Ancelotti couldn't really shift that.
Exactly.
But when Heynckes came, Ribery and Robin, wait a minute, this was the guy that gave us
they wanted him.
So they were this is the guy that we respect. So we will listen to you. Yeah. But for like Nagelsmann and everything like that, because if he comes in and says, no, Ribery, you're dropped, how will that affect the team?
That's what I mean. I think those 3 players won't be Bayern players next season.
Oh, so you said Ribery, Robin, and Vidal?
Yeah, to make the transition easier, those 3, because remember, they're not really offering much to the team, are they? I mean, Vidal is, but Vidal is...
No, come on. Don't insult for Robin. See,
Ribery... but I mean, they're not really. This season, what has Robin actually...
True. No, look, I think you're right. As much as it pains me to say this, I think Bayern have to. Ribery definitely. Vidal most likely.
Because look at the signings they've made. They've made some young players. They've brought in a lot of youngsters.
And
Tolisso,
Gengenabri is still with them.
Sula. They brought in a lot of youngsters. They've got young players in Kimmich and Coman and those kind of players.
But you need that old head, man.
You do, but you got Lewandowski, you got Muller. These are really Neuer.
But they're not really old heads. Like Robin is an old head, but it's like
but Lewandowski
is still prime.
Yeah, he's got the
I'm looking for like a 33, 32-year-old that's like I'm like a father guy where if our young guys are a bit nervous, I can just come in and just really give you that experience knowledge. I think that, in my view, I say sell off Ribery, Vidal, I'd keep Aurora.
You would say that.
I'd keep Robbie. So, final thing for the business moving forward. Do you think Bayern Munich are harming the progress of the Bundesliga by how much they've dominated it?
Yes.
And by them poaching these 6 players?
Yes, I do. I've said it for a while. I think from when Dortmund were winning leagues and still losing their best players to Bayern Munich, you knew that the Bundesliga in itself was in trouble because it's a monopoly. It's a monopoly. If you have 1-2 really good seasons out of a player, and you're Schalke or you're Leverkusen or you're whoever, apart from, I mean, you know you're going to have a hell of a fight in your hands in the season to keep your best players away from your direct rival. Like it doesn't happen anywhere else. It's insane. I mean, it's imagine Real Madrid or Barcelona, like Barcelona winning, and Barcelona were taking Real Madrid's best player every season. It just wouldn't happen.
Because again, like Goretzka. I mean, let's even touch on.
And we knew that was going to happen. Everyone could see that was coming.
But I want to even touch on this now. You know, this is my theory. So it's a bit weird, but listen. Germany are not going to win the World Cup, and you know what my theory is? They're too good. That's my theory. No, because they are too good.
Interesting. Yeah.
They have too many good players that are both young and old. They are far too strong as favourites for them to win. And my thing is that on past experience, anything that is too good,
they don't win.
Brazil 2006. Remember how good that 2006 Brazil team was?
Yeah.
Remember that was Dino at his peak, Kaká at his peak, up and coming Robinho. Ronaldo was saying, "Yo, what's up, man? Let's have a drink." So, because again, as I said, Goretzka, Timo Werner, you've got Emre Can, you've got Ozil, you've got Toni Kroos.
Why did it take you so long to say Ozil? That should have been the first name. Should have been you got Ozil. You should have said him twice. You got Ozil.
No. So, but what do you think about my theory that I think that?
You know, I'm going to say to you, I think Germany won't win it. Only reason why is because I think France are better. I think France have more weapons. I think Germany are good, and then they're a unit, they're solid. But France have got more players who could just do like that. Just some things happen, and France can play within themselves, but they'll have 2 or 3 players who could just bring something out of nothing. I think that's where Germany lack. They don't have that flair just like that.
No. But then that's you don't need flair. You don't really need.
You need those special players who's going to pick it up and just bang one from 30 yards. And you think, where'd that come from?
No, for me, I think that Germany have shown that we can be functional and still right. I go back to 2006. Argentina against Germany.
Yeah.
Everybody was like Argentina, Mexico. I think they beaten Mexico in the last 16. And Germany just fully functionalized their ass. They said, look, let's just strategize this bitch. But my thing about France is that I'll give you Mbappe, I'll give you Martial. I don't trust Griezmann in a big game. Pogba.
Well, yeah, if he wants to take the game by the scruff of the neck, he'll do it. If. But then
Martial,
people around him.
Basically, I have more faith in Martial and Mbappe than I do Griezmann and Pogba. See, with Germany, you know that they will always show up in that big game. There's just something about them. Mentally, big game, they love the big game. France is that if they show up, boom, they'll win. But we do not know that they will show up. And I do not have as much faith in their mentality as I do. Because I think for Germany, I told you, that Confederations Cup scared me. I was like, Because remember when people say, wait a minute, you're not going to bring in all of your big guys. What the hell do you think you are? They brought their fetuses and their test tubes, and they won it.
Yeah.
So it's like you combine that with Ozil, Kroos, Hummels, Boateng, Neuer. That is a ridiculous squad. Forget team, a squad. Yeah. So, I mean, okay, so just run this up. How far do you think Germany will get there?
Oh, they'll get to the final. Semis at the very least. Germany will be thereabouts at the end.
What if they did? What if they actually did the defenders and win it again?
Then they'll fully deserve it. You know why? Because the work they've put in behind the scenes to get to this point. And it's not. This isn't just a flash in the pan. This is something that was created years ago, from grassroots up to now.
It began in 06?
06, when they were embarrassed.
Yeah. No. Sorry, 04. Euros when they were embarrassed in 04. But 06 was when they really brought this whole young, and the guys are like, what the hell is bloody Klinsmann doing? And then YouTube basically took it from there. Yeah. Thank you for watching this video. Think about pledging and become a Half Football Hot patron. Pledge an amount each month and gain access to exclusive videos from your boy, the Football Hot, for more analysis. Peace.